Yo, my name is CF, aka Constant Flow. I'm from a city in New Jersey named Jersey City, which is approximately about 5 minutes away from Manhattan, downtown Manhattan. I'm an artist, a hip-hop artist, a rapper, and I'm currently signed to a indie label known as Viper Records. The president and CEO of the company is named Immortal Technique. I'm sure a lot of people or your audience may be familiar with who he is. And
his line of work.
Yes. He's my brother. I knew him for about, like, one could say since the year 2000, in 2014, like 14 years, something like that.
You started out with him?
No, I started rhyming quite some time ago. I could say I was officially a artist that was out there battling in the streets, like going across the water to New York and getting that in 1993. That's how far I probably go
that
back.
Early.
Yeah.
Right. But you were you Immortal's hype man or something at one point?
Nah, I mean, I used to just rhyme, but Tech always, like, he told me one day he wanted to take me out on tour.
Yeah.
And I was like, alright, whatever. I just kept rocking or whatever. And
yeah.
He liked me as an artist. He liked what I brought to the energy that I brought to the table. And he said, yo, we're gonna do something one day. Like, I'm gonna take you out on the road with me. We're gonna, you know. I was like, whatever. I didn't. People tell you things all the time, so I was like, whatever. But he was real on his word, and then he started taking me to tours.
Where did your inspiration start?
My inspiration started like when I was at earlier age. It started with my best friend. My best friend, his name was Juan, but they call him Saya. He lived right around the corner from my house, and he's the one that got me into like really rhyming. Like I didn't really want to rhyme because I was too like. I'm a light-skinned kind of guy. Like in my neighborhood, I'm Puerto Rican, but everybody thought I was white. And I used to think like, yo, you know what, I'm gonna get a lot of slack for looking white. You know, I really don't want to do this. So my friend was like, no man, you could do this. We could do this, that, and the third. So he motivated me, and then eventually I started saying, yeah, and then I got really good at it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, fuck it. But you know, unfortunately, my best friend, the guy who got me into rhyming, he was murdered in 1999. So, you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of history behind how everything started and why I continue doing it in order for me to make sure his legacy lives on through me.
Yeah, of course.
Which is, you know, why I'm here now, all the way in Norway, having this interview with you.
Yeah. But what was the catch you were listening to growing up?
Me? I mean, you know, I come from the 90s era, you know what I mean? And in the East Coast.
The best era?
Imagine, yeah.
I feel like the best
era. So like, you know, Nas, Gucci Rap, J. Rue the Damager, even Treacherous 3. I like some of Treacherous 3 shit. Yeah. That's old school. KRS, of course. And I don't know, it's like an array of artists that I could just like, the list goes on and on and on. But you know, I would say Nas would be at like, Nas was like Illmatic, everybody, and that's so cliche and shit, because you know, like any person that is infatuated with the 90s era, the golden age of hip-hop, is always gonna point to the Illmatic album, you know. But something like that, Wu-Tang was pretty dope, and Redman actually was a big influence because Redman was from Jersey. Even though where I live at is like it's virtually like New York City, but like I still retain that kind of Jersey pride. So I always used to love like Reggie Noble. I love Redman stuff or whatever, and I was just proud that somebody from my backyard was out there doing it. You know what I mean? So
how did you? Where would you say you got your type of music style from, or your type of flow and everything?
Well, about the flow, like I always admire people like Busta Rhymes for some reason. Not that I like a lot of his rhetoric, and not to disrespect a lot of his content, but I like the fact that his flow was always like masterful. And I'm the type of person that I like polyrhythmic patterns. So like I would like listen to a lot of Afro-Cuban music, like I don't know, like Yambu, Guaguancó, and stuff like that. And I would rhyme to the instrumentations of those, you know, and try to keep up, to improvise to it, so I could keep up my pace. And then plus I'm Puerto Rican, like, you know what I mean? I come from a family that we have like natural rhythm. I guess it's because deep inside almost every Puerto Rican has some African ancestry, and it bleeds out.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Even though like I got like German, Sephardic, Jewish, Native American, all this other shit, but there's that rhythm that just bleeds out. Whatever, it's a natural rhythm, and that's how I picked up and mastered flow and mastered how to ride a beat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, my house has always had music, like salsa music, blazing all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
well,
really
salsa is straight up rhythm, so you know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, when it comes to MCs with flow, like Busta Rhymes definitely was influential.
You see, your style is like, is it rough and hard and straightforward and?
My style is I mean, I think for the most part it's honest.
Honest.
Like it's straightforward and it's reminiscent of that golden era, the golden age era.
Yeah. What's your inspiration for your lyrics?
Well, see, there's a combination there. But when I was younger, right, my mother, she had a choice of either buying me clothes and getting me an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
My father had left at the time, and my mother had run into some money that my grandfather left, like, gave her. So she's like, you know, I could get you clothes and I'll get you an encyclopedia. And she got the encyclopedia. And I lived in an area that's very diverse. Like Jersey City demographically is like almost even, like 30% black, 30% Hispanic, 30% European American, 15% Asian, all this stuff. So I was coming in contact with all these different people, and I would go into the house and just like read the encyclopedia and learn about them. That's one. That's how I got the words. Secondly, my mother was a single parent. She went to college, and she took a public policy program at this local university named St. Peter's. And they had a lot of social rhetoric there, you know what I mean? That's what opened me up to be more conscious. I vicariously learned through my mother's education, you know? And then thirdly, it was like I started to become more involved into watching like WBAI, independent radio, Radio Pacifica in the New York City area, like 99.5.
Independent radio stations?
Yeah, independent radio stations on PBS, you know, public broadcasting television and stuff like that, public television. And then the rhetoric that they were speaking about was more leftist, and it's appealed to me. And then as a Hispanic living in a quote unquote like different kind of world, I became more rebellious, more leftist, and then I started reading the autobiography of Malcolm X. I'm sure everybody starts off that way, and then it became more radical, and that started to bleed into my lyrics. Then I met Tech, of course, and I was already having these kind of ideas floating around. I was already rhyming about this stuff, and then just meeting with him, and then being allied with his movement just defined it more. You know what I mean? And that's why I became who I am.
Like similar interests, yeah?
That's why we were always pretty cool with each other. Like when he first seen me rhyme, like we both had the same kind of energy. We both were pretty serious, and we both talked about the same kind of, you know, rhetoric.
Alright.
But that's because I grew up on. Well, I've already explained to you step by step, like exactly how that all happened.
Yeah.
So my music has a very conscious edge to it. It's about that.
Do you just write lyrics and rhyme, or do you produce as well?
I don't produce at all. I try to produce, and one day I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was like, she gave me the impression that I sucked, and I was like, you know what, fuck this shit. I stopped making beats. Right. Like fuck beats.
So you got in contact with Sonra?
I'm sorry?
You got in contact with Sonra in New York?
Well, he was working as an intern for the Turntablism show, which is headquartered in Hoboken, New Jersey. And one day we were just chilling, and we were conversing about various things, and I did a song, I guess, with Zeps and them real fast that I wrote, and he liked the fact that I could, you know, write on the fly. So we sat down. I had a listening party for my project that's gonna come out on July 29th. It's named Ascension on Viper Records, and he loved the material. He was like, "Oh, shit, it's fucking awesome." I was like, "All right, that's what's up." And he was like, he knows that I fly everywhere. Like I've been to Europe many times. So he told me, he's like, "Yo, if you wanna come to Norway," I was like, "I would love to fucking go to Norway, like the Viking culture and all that stuff." Like I'm a real history buff, so it's like me traveling is like,
you know, knowledge is power. I
use my music as not only a vehicle for change, but a vehicle to get me into places, to meet with the people from the books that my mother gave me when I was a child, the encyclopedia.
That's hip hop.
Exactly.
That's hip hop.
And I need the inspiration, the insight, and I get it every time I have conversations with people from all walks of life. But I go now out to places to seek people out. I mean, get paid, of course. You know what I mean? Because I gotta eat. But like to meet people, my desire to meet people is my inspiration to make better music. And so he gave me opportunities. Said, "Yo, you know, we gotta come here. You know, you get some money, you chill, you know, whatever." And I was like, "All right." And that's how it worked, and it happened.
All right, man. That's cool. Anything? Any last words?
Yeah, man, I want everybody to go check my album out. It's called Ascension. It'll be dropping July 29th on Viper Records. If you want to reach out to me and you want to hear about my music, more music, you can go on viperrecords.com, or you can hit me up on CF201 on Twitter, CF201 on my Instagram, and Constant Flow on my Facebook profile.
And will your album be out on Spotify or iTunes or something?
My album actually will have digital retail, so it'll be in like various places. It'll be in Spotify. I mean, I don't know, any place where you can purchase it online. And if you catch me in a show abroad, just keep up with me on my Facebook. I'm always posting. I'm always on tour. So that's it.
All right, man. Cool.